So I'm not a big channel. I have a small community that's very dedicated to messages that I think can really help change the world, and that's why my content is more niche. It's not for everybody. I'm focused on a select target market, but I do see unique strategies out there that anybody can easily implement if they want to have a bigger channel. And first of all, I'm going to create some disclaimers before I get into this, because although I like to look at the world uniquely and look at strategies uniquely, I do notice those unique channels tend to do really well. Look at Mr. Beast, for example. Look at how much risk he puts into each video to get a high reward. A lot of people will mention this as just the first disclaimer rule of advice. Is higher risk, higher reward, potentially. If you put in more money, more time, and effort into the video that you produce, it's more likely you're going to get more out of it. Now, this may not be the case. Some people put in not much work, but generally speaking, most people, it requires a lot of work. Okay, now a lot of people who also got pretty big online did not really expect that. They followed their passion, they followed their heart, they did what they wanted to do. So it depends on who you talk to, and a lot of videos out there are going to have many different strategies across all the different types of things. I'm going to be giving you very unique strategies that I don't think are ever really being talked about. So the unique of the unique, that's why I produce the content on my channel that is, more controversial or extreme and not necessarily going to attract everybody. But I do know that if you implement these strategies or I implement them in the future, they could benefit us a lot. That's why I'm sharing it. A lot of people said to me, hey, you got to create a new channel because you're shadow banned and you're just not there because your first videos were just not good enough, and now your videos are good, but because of those first videos, it's really dragging down your channel. And I heard this from people who had hundreds of thousands of subs. So I can create new projects, I can utilize these strategies, but I want to let you know about these strategies because anybody can use them. Okay, and another disclaimer I want to make, aside from high risk, high potential reward, is looking at the topics and the titles of what you're doing, because sometimes being more general is actually more impactful. You can look at my YouTube shorts, for instance, and I've tried to experiment with different patterns, and the pattern that most works for me when it comes to YouTube shorts is being general. Okay, now of course it also helps to be on different platforms. I knew that Instagram Reels was doing really well, and of course I'm also on Brighteon and BitChute and Rumble. I'm trying to get the message out there because I believe the message that I have can change the world, can help a lot of people. That's why I do what I do, out of more obligation. I do my work totally for free and educational, right? So that's my work. It's very unique within itself, but these strategies also rather unique, and that's why I'm sharing them with you. I'm going to start with one that's just going to go off with a bang, a pyramid scheme. Not a lot of people are going to say to you, hey, you got to create a pyramid scheme for your channel to get big, but think about this for a second. Okay, now by pyramid scheme, I don't mean a scam. I don't mean trying to trick people. I mean something that's totally honest and transparent, saying, hey, what if you wanted to repost my content? What if you wanted to clip my content? And then you make money off of my content at the same time as promoting my content. And so because we're both sharing the same content, it boosts the content. And all you have to do is change the thumbnail a little bit, change the title, and then it's fine, right? That is something you could do. And you can look at channels like Asmongold TV, where it was formed by several editors who had their own channels. And Asmongold himself recognized, wow, these editors are really good. Let's bring them all together and create a main channel. So now he has Asmongold TV. But before that, it was Cat Danny and Daily Dose of Asmongold or whatever it was. There were literally hundreds of channels on Asmon. And so he just aggregated it together, and now he's got one main channel. But if it wasn't for all those channels, he wouldn't be as big as he was. It's because of all those people that were promoting him. And he doesn't even have a TikTok account, but people are posting TikToks about him. And he openly says, anybody can make content about me. They can post clips if they want. And because of that, it's free promotion. And it's also helping the person because some people make a lot of money. He said there was somebody who made a TikTok on him and made thousands of dollars because all they did was clip a video of him. So this is super easy as a strategy, and you can look up, there's different channels that are just dedicated to clips and compilations and documentaries of just taking other people's content. This is very common on the internet, and a lot of people have sometimes disputes about copyright, but most people are generally okay with that, especially for review purposes or if you're doing slight changes and you're not claiming to be that person, of course. Media stations as well. You can watch the news and you can review the news. That should be fine. There's copyright laws for that. I actually used to do that a little bit on my channel when it came to health content. And a lot of people are like, wow, this is powerful content. And then I shifted my priorities because I follow my heart. I don't just do it because someone tells me to do it. Of course, that's a really important disclaimer. It's like, don't just follow a strategy because someone tells you that that's what's going to make you big. You want to follow your heart. You see content creators going through years of their life of doing this and doing this because other people tell them to do it, and they're giving them strategies and they're telling them everything they need to know. But then they end up defeated, even though they may have been really successful because they didn't follow their heart. They didn't follow their passion from the very beginning, and they put up a bit of a facade, a show to other people. So dishonesty is always off the table. Never be dishonest. And if you're going to set up a type of pyramid scheme, be totally honest with it and tell people, hey, this is what we can do to make a bigger impact, especially for a message like the one I have. If I think it can help the world, I'm going to be honest with you. Maybe if we all put all our eggs in one basket, we can make a much bigger change. It's the same reason why people make movements, right? As opposed to just having one select thing and everybody in their own realm doing their own thing. That's why they're created. Now, the second strategy is the Ludwig strat. That's what I'm going to call it, the Ludwig strategy. Ludwig is a content creator on YouTube. He used to be mostly a Twitch streamer, but he really knows a lot of this game, because he actually created a channel as an experiment to prove that with $50, you can become really big. And all he did with that $50 was donate to a streamer to tell the streamer to watch a video made about them, which he hired people to make the video for him about. So literally, I'll run you through it one more time. He hired people to make the video after he wrote the script. He hired like professional voice actors, professional editors, and he did the rest from there. And then he sent it to a streamer, and the streamer reacted to it, and boom, jumpstart to his channel. Hundreds of thousands right away. Pretty sure it's actually a 1 million view video at this point. And it's like why a door made a streamer famous. And he proved the point, and nobody knew it was Ludwig because he was already a popular content creator. No one knew it was him. He did this experiment to prove that it's possible to start something new if you utilize the right resources. So that is such a powerful strategy to know about. I'll have it linked in the description below what this exact strategy is. Now, the third strategy is leeching. And again, these are unique, controversial types of strategies, which is why I think they work. Leeching is going to other content creators, getting involved in their communities, and basically feeding through, their content creator, their audiences go to your audience. And this is how a lot of content creators get pretty big online. It's like, I have to give Mark Passio credit. A lot of the people that follow me followed him. And this is just never ending. This is how the market works, right? People give to each other, they trade, and they like what each other has to say, and so they give them credit, and then they start up, and then they give new people credit, and then that's just how it goes. It's the same thing like I want to get land in this area to grow a food forest, and then eventually I can help other people do the same. That's at least the goal, right? Creating a blueprint. And so that's what you're doing here online. You're leeching. And when you say it like that, it might sound bad, but really everybody's doing it all the time. And AI is such a perfect example of copying people's content and leeching constantly. AI, we're moving into that future of just taking people's content. People don't realize that's literally what AI is built on, right? But nonetheless, you can do that by just contacting people, reaching out to people who are similar sized channels to you, who are also starting out. And also, if you're afraid of talking to the camera like I am right now, and you can't rant for 20-30 minutes straight like I always do, you can get more comfortable by talking with others and by collaborating and asking questions and just really being open and curious. Again, just being honest and authentic is always the way to go, and then just opening your horizons to what could I do. I can hire somebody to do this or do that. I can try using a new program. I can try connecting with somebody already in the community, and that can make a huge difference. I network with some of my videos on Telegram, on, some people tell me Reddit. I don't know how to get involved with Reddit. If you want to help me with that, great, but I use Facebook, even though I'm not a fan of the platform. I use Twitter, and I use some integrations that make it so that it automatically posts for me. I do certain things to make my life easier. And all it takes is just a little bit of research sometimes, but just sometimes also a little thinking, right? A little bit outside the box of like, well, what content do I already consume? Maybe I try reaching out to them. Or maybe I look in the comment section and I look at what the comments are saying, right? These are just some ideas. Another unique idea, this is the fourth strategy, is create a summit. I made a whole tutorial on how you can create a summit. This is such a powerful way to jumpstart your channel. I would say if you're especially in this movement of people who care about like these ideas that I talk about, then you will definitely want to do something like this, because a lot of people do interviews, but take that to the next level. Make a summit where people anticipate the interviews, where you show a whole list of speakers, where you say, hey, if you sign up for this event, you'll get a bunch of gifts. It's not hard to set this type of thing up. I made a tutorial on how to do it. And you're not really paying any money to do it. I did it all with really free tools, and I interviewed people online, and there were just clickable, downloadable links and email marketing. It wasn't really that expensive at all. And I proved that pretty much all of it is free. So a summit is something you think of like, wow, 50 to 100 speakers. Well, just start reaching out to people. Even if you get the common day person and not a content creator, that's still amazing. To be like, wow, look at all these speakers and look at all their expertise or what they're talking about. I would sign up to it if it's about a topic that I like. You know, if it's enticing enough that it makes me want to sign up for it. And that's it. You know, having something to jumpstart, I think, is super important. When I did my summit, the End of Slavery Summit, it got thousands of people more than my own channel, but it jump-started my next project, which was the Liberator 2 News. And because of that, I had thousands of people on my marketing for email to jumpstart that project. It was so helpful. Now, the next strategy, this is the sixth strategy. Okay, this is other resources. So I did a whole video talking about all the resources I use, from video editors to all those unique programs like Microsoft Office alternatives that are free and also really effective. I think are way better than Microsoft Office, actually. You know, and I also use Google programs sometimes for collaborative efforts, and because it's also very easy to use. I use things that work good and things that are also simple to use. To me, that's my philosophy. I don't want to learn something crazy complex that's going to take me a long time, even if it might make my content really good, because if a program is good, I think it should be both easy to use and effective, right? So I use Filmora as my video editor, and I go into all the different tools I use. OBS, a lot of people use that for recording and streaming. And so that is it, guys. That is all these unique ideas to grow your channel. The pyramid scheme, the Ludwig strategy, the leeching, a summit, and then also, let's not forget, using AI, because it is the future. You can use AI, put books into it, and you can ask it, hey, make me a script. Now, I haven't done this for my videos, but my goodness, you can use AI and say, well, what's a good thumbnail? What's a good title for this video? I mean, if you really can't come up with the ideas yourself, really, you can ask AI to do it for you. And Bing has its own AI co-pilot that allows you to use it for free, which is pretty up to date. Okay, so, I mean, there you go, right? A bunch of ideas, untold, not a lot of people talk about these ideas. I figured to share them with you. Hopefully this video was helpful for you. If you like this video, I'll sound like all the different YouTubers out there. Be sure to subscribe and like or whatever, but really, I care about changing the world. That's why I'm doing, my work on my channel primarily, and I care for everybody who also cares about this world. And if you want to get your message out there, whatever you're doing, I support you in your pursuit. My friends did a cooking channel. I'm going to link them in the description below, and it's very professional, awesome. They lived right next to me in PA. They were awesome people, so be sure to check them out. Really cool, funny stories we can probably share one day. Maybe I can go cooking with them, but good example of a new startup channel with good ideas, so be sure to give them support as well. I'm here to support everybody. If you have any questions whatsoever concerning content creation, let me know, okay? I'm a small content creator, so luckily I can do that. I can give tips of advice. And again, my content is very niche, it's very cliche, and not a lot of people are going to go to it. But I still have unique ideas that I think everybody can get involved with, including myself. So hopefully it came of use for you. Thank you for watching.